Welcome to another episode of Design Impact, the podcast where bold ideas meet real-world change. I'm your host, Professor Anthony Reale, and today's episode is one I've really been looking forward to. Our guest is Sam Evans, better known as the Electric Viking, a voice many of you know for his no-nonsense take on electric vehicles, battery tech, and the future of sustainable transportation. But behind the YouTube channel is a designer and a thinker who is constantly challenging the status quo. In this conversation, we're going to go behind the headlines. We talk about what it means to design with purpose, how to stay grounded in a world that is rapidly changing, and why storytelling might just be one of the most important skills for today's engineers and creators. Whether you're a student just starting out or someone already deep into your career, I hope this episode leaves you thinking more critically and maybe a little bit more courageously about the role of design in shaping a better future. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Before you became the Electric Viking, were there questions or frustrations you got that got you like thinking deeply about transportation and energy? Like, how did you get into that?
2014, I read Tony Seiber's book, and it was about energy and transportation and disruption of those sectors. Clean disruption. So they've done a follow-up book and they've marked it. They did this about a month ago to look at their predictions from 10 or 11 years ago. And many of them have already happened. So I haven't read this new book. It's just been published about a week ago, where they've updated it just to look at which ones have happened. But that's what first got me inspired. Tony Seiber and also Singularity University, Peter Diamandis, those guys talking about, back then in 2014, I was looking at the cost curves of solar, the cost curves of battery storage, and looking at how those technologies would disrupt oil and gas, would disrupt internal combustion, why the cost declines would continue every year, or if not every year, then it would continue over the course of the next 10 to 20 years. And then I realized, and I thought to myself, you know what? Technological developments coming from China and the United States primarily would save the planet. And actually, it's okay, and my kids are going to be okay. And I was thinking to myself, we hear doom and gloom constantly, and we think the world is going to end, and it feels that way. But sometimes you feel like, wow, global warming, it's getting worse. The air pollution is causing millions of deaths every year. And I realized that this technological disruption, particularly if government supported it, happened quicker, but that would prevent these major catastrophes from happening. That was my main motivation. I think I felt inspired, and I felt like everyone I spoke to felt as though things would never get better and it was only going to get worse. And I wanted to tell people that actually that wasn't the case, especially if we support the right technology.